This is the basic setup for camping. So you pull up on site. First thing you want to do, turn your 12 volt on. Press and hold for 3 seconds, the green light will come on. Now you can activate the pump. Just press it, there's a little click, you can hear it come on. Now the pump is on. You don't really need to know what your solar's doing. You probably don't need to know what your battery level is at, but you might want to know what your water level's at. So if you press the water, the first tap, the top tap, is the fresh water. It tells you it's at 75%. Press onto the bottom one with the bucket, wastewater, 34%. You can simply toggle between the two. Those are the things that you probably need to know immediately. When you've finished camping and you're ready to drive off, the safest thing to do is turn the water pump off and turn the 12 volt off. Then when you pull back on site, you do the reverse. 12 volt on. Without the 12 volt on, your heater will not work. Your water pump won't work anyway, but it's a safe process to do it. You can check your gas level by just pressing the on-off switch on the gas indicator. You can see there that it's sort of, 90% full. You don't need to leave it on, it won't hurt if you do. This light is for your awning light outside. It's quite easy to forget and leave it on, so there's a handy green light on there. So if you go to bed, realize there's a green light on, chances are outside is lit up like a stadium. So turn that off. This switch you won't need. This switch has been deactivated for hire purposes. It's the heater in the water tank, just to stop it frosting over in the winter, but we've deactivated it to stop it working. Then you've got your control panel. The simple activation of the control panel, just one word of warning: if this 12 volt socket isn't 12 volt light isn't on, then even without hookup this won't work, and it'll give you an error sign. The error sign, which is this triangle, is coming up from previous. It will just clear itself while we're watching, probably. There you go. So if you try and do something with this heater system that is outside of the parameters, i.e. you try to run it on electric hookup and you're not hooked up, it won't work. It'll give you a triangle and an error code. If you try to run it on 12 volt and you haven't turned the 12 volt on here, then it'll also give you a warning triangle and an error code. The basic operations are pretty straightforward. From a point of view of using the van on a day-to-day basis, you're going to want possibly warm air for heating, and you're going to probably want hot water in the tank. So hot water in the tank, you simply just turn everything off. So press and hold until it goes off. We'll cancel the whole thing. We're basically then going to press it. Sometimes you've got to press it sort of reasonably hard for about a second. It'll liven it up. It'll then give you several symbols on this line here. You've got the camper van sign, which is your hot air heating. You've got the thermometer and the water sign, which is hot water, and you've got the gas bottle with electrics and a fan. So gas bottle and electrics is what sort of fuel you want to run it on, and fan is the sort of speed that you wish to run it at. I wouldn't worry about timers or settings or anything else like that. So quite simply, when you come to the camper van sign, so you can scroll through all of these, just keep turning it and it just keeps going through all the signals. Get it on the camper van, so camper van is flashing, press it, and then it gives you a temperature setting. You can dial it wherever you want. So if you wanted to set the temperature for the night at 17 or 18 degrees, if you felt that it was cold enough to want the heating on in the night, dial it to say 18 degrees, press the button, and it activates. This flame sign says the heater is activated and on. We're then going to go to the hot water sign. So, sorry, if I'm on the camper van sign still. So press that, press it again, get these lights flashing, on hot water's flashing, turn it on, it's on hot. I could set it to eco, which is about 40 degrees, hot is about 80 or 70 degrees. We want it on, say, eco, press it, this is now lit and activated, we're on eco. We could turn to the fuel settings, so press, I got a choice of gas and electric, which is mix 1, gas and more electric, which is mix 2, electric only, or electric only 2, so that's sort of 1000 watts or 2000 watts. Obviously if you try and set it on electric and you're not on electric hookup, it will not work. So if you're wild camping, it has to be on gas. If you're on electric hookup, you can choose either. Obviously it's more economical. If you've chosen to pay for electric hookup, you may as well have it on electric. So on gas, we're going to press it so it picks the gas bottle. We're going to turn to the fan, press it, high, eco or boost. Eco's normally sufficient unless you really want to warm the van up quickly, so we press eco and that sets it. So now our heating is set to on, our hot water's on, we're choosing gas and we're on the lower fan setting. So that will stay like that until either you start the engine, in which case it will trip out via a relay, or you turn off the 12 volt, that will turn it off, or you could turn it all off manually. Now you can turn everything on here manually by basically, if we went on to the hot water or the fan or the van, get the van flashing, press the button, it's on 15 degrees, we could turn it all the way down to off and acknowledge it. We can then turn the hot water on. As you see the heater sign has gone out. So hot water is on, press it, it's on eco, we could go hot or we could go off and acknowledge it. So now that's off. So now everything that we've set is off. You could also just press and hold this whole thing and it will just turn the unit off. So that's the basic operation of the camper when you're setting up.